Hi, and welcome to Fabric Bias. It is June 2026, and I had a video come up in my feed on turning a t-shirt into a pair of shorts. And it was just a short video, a short. and I have to try it. Now, her measurement here, she went 2 inches, and I believe, as best as I could tell from the video, it's not a tutorial. She started from here and went over 2 inches. I want them to be a little bit longer, short, so I'm going to go all the way here. As far as I can tell, this will be the length. But it doesn't matter if I'm wrong on that one because I can always fold it back up and then cut that shorter if I need to, but it would be a lot harder to add that length back in. And she did go up, I believe it was 3 inches this direction. I'll link the video below so you can watch it. And I think I'm going to stay there with the 3. I'm a little nervous about that, but I think I'm going to go ahead and stay with the 3 there and then go ahead and cut here and see how it comes out and looks, and hopefully I'm right. If I'm not, it's okay. It's okay. I'll still be able to make a pair of shorts out of it. I hope on that one. That'll also give me all of this area here. I have another idea for a project that I want some extra of this purple, so I'm going to hang on to that. And I don't know how much of this part at the bottom of the shirt is going to end up as extra. Might do a couple different things with that because I don't see that length right here, all of this extra being needed, but we'll see. I gotta start by getting it cut and figure it out, so I'm going to darken my lines here just so I know what I'm doing. I've got everything smoothed out, so all my layers are smoothed out. I'll feel a little rough right there. Oh no, I got it. I'm going to get it going, so cross your fingers, wish me luck, and I'll be back in a flash. Okay, so I did my cut, and yeah, I don't think that 4 inches here, that just makes the crotch longer or deeper, I guess. I'm not sure which way to put it. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back the other way and cut that back down to the 2 inches. Here's the shorts area. So I think maybe, let's see if I can figure out how to put it back. Yeah, maybe if I had wanted it longer, this was where I should have lengthened it on this side. I don't know, because I've already cut it, and I'm not going to sew it back together again. Wrong guess on my part, and too late because I've already cut it, but it's still going to come out cute, I'm sure. At least if it works out according to the video. But yeah, definitely don't want this length to be longer. Here, I'm going to go ahead and cut that down to the 2 inches here. And hopefully that will work. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll let you know. Back in a flash. Okay, so I cut it down to 2 inches from going from, should have kept it together so you could see it. But going from this measurement right here at the seam and then measuring 2 inches this way and then cutting that off. And that does look much better there. Not so big, at least, I don't know, I haven't tried it on, so who knows. But since I haven't sewn it together. But that does look better. And then, so that was this distance here. So I do think that if I had gone longer this way, that might have been the way to go, because this would have been the upper portion of the shirt. But then that would have made this also a lot wider here. Let's see. I'm going to put it together. Let's see. I mean, I won't know unless I actually cut up another shirt, which I might do, but not today. But it would have made this, yeah, it would have actually made this wider as well. So let's see. That's the upper portion of the shirt. This would have come out wider. This would have come out a lot wider here. Would that be bad? I don't know. I don't know. I think that's one I'm going to have to sew and find out, but not today because, again, I've already cut it off, and I'm not trying to piece it back on again. All right, live and learn. All right, so I guess I have to go stitch well, turn it inside out. Stitch this area here, and then I guess all you have to do then is find here where you want to add the elastic. And add some elastic in here. So, yeah. All right, I'm going to go play with that. I am going to be sewing with white thread, so you will be able to see all of this stitching too. And she said, I believe she said she did a zigzag, but I am going to do a zigzag too because it gives it the most stretch. And definitely want that, especially right here. Don't want that splitting. Okay, back in a flash. Okay, so I did stitch the bottom here. You can see in the nice bright white here. The first zigzag I did was too short, so I had to zigzag it a second time with a lot wider and watching where I was feeding it in. And then when I flipped it the other way, the stitches were smiling at me and I was like, oh, I don't like that. And I really don't need a lot of give here. stretch in this section. So what I did was, after I did the zigzag twice, I went ahead and did a straight stitch right in front of that zigzag, or at least I tried. That way my white thread is not smiling too much at me. You can still see it a little bit, of course, because it's white on purple, dark purple, but that's better. So even if my straight stitching splits, I still have this zigzag through here. And I have a lot of stitches on my machine. I should have probably looked at a different stitch or a different stretch stitch to use there, but it's done and it will work, I think. Let's hope. I'll just wear it around the house for a little while and make sure on that one, because I do think I could wear this outside. And it turns out when I tried them on, it actually isn't too short. I thought it was going to be really short here, because this distance of this, where this crotch piece is here, but it's actually not too short. Now, surprisingly though, when you look here, it looks like I'm adding a whole bunch of fabric right through here, and I wouldn't need that much, but well, maybe I have a big butt, I'm not sure. But what I did was I tried them on with, I have my pajamas on right now, and I kind of just put them over my pajamas, and I felt where that waist was, and I marked it here. And so that's where I'm going to be, that's not my cut line. That's where the need to top of the elastic to be. So I will be cutting off about 1 inch here, because I think I'm going to use about 1 inch. I actually got to go check what elastic I have. So this depth here, or rather up here, will depend on the size of elastic that I use. I think I either have 1 inch or 3/4 inch elastic, and I think that's what I'm going to do here. And I'm going to measure a piece off, but first figure out this distance, and then I'll make the channel. Again, this time though, definitely with a zigzag, because there definitely needs to be play this way. If I use a straight stitch, it'll just pull out. Maybe. I don't know, there's a huge amount of play right here. So yeah, I still think, I mean, let me see. But that's not going around your waist. So yeah, I think I definitely need to use a zigzag there. And it's gonna show on the outside. That's okay. Maybe I won't be wearing these outside. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna play with that, and I'll be back in a flash. And ta-da, it worked. Here they are, from t-shirt to short. In her video, she said you don't have to finish the edges because this is t-shirt material. I'm thinking that I'm not going to finish it. I think it'll be just fine. I was also thinking you could maybe zigzag the edges to give it a little touch, which I might consider doing as well, because I have the white up here. It might be nice to have that white down here as well. Maybe it'll help it roll, or maybe it'll make it roll more, or maybe it'll make it ripple. I don't know, think that through a little bit. Or maybe you could add, if you wanted it a little more finished, maybe you could add some like trim to the edge of that on that, but I don't really think it needs it. They do fit, although I did screw up. So I was watching a music video while I was sewing, and so I got everything lined up, everything neat, got my ruler to cut my shorts, and I went right at that fold line instead of and cut there instead of going 1 inch higher. I had, at that point, I was like, oh, I could use a 1/4 inch elastic, so I'm not having to go as far, but I didn't really want to do that. I like this bigger elastic here. I was just like, I'm trying it on over a pair of pants, so there should be some play in that regards, and sure enough, it did actually work. I think if I had stayed longer, though, the shorts would have been longer, but they're actually not, they're not like Daisy Dukes. They're not short shorts. They're actually just a really comfortable length, which I like for that. So anyway, I'm going to think about this edge. The more I think about it, the more I want to actually put a zigzag around it and see what happens with that. I don't know. That's okay. I'm just playing anyway, so I think maybe I'm going to do that. All right, I'll be back in a flash. Okay, and there it is. I went ahead, so here, let me get it from the top. You can see on that one, there's the white here at the waistband. Hopefully it's coming in to camera. Maybe you can see that way. And so I added a little bit of white at the edge with just a zigzag and something, I don't know. I don't know if I was pulling when I was doing my zigzagging. They didn't come out all that pretty, but that's okay. Hopefully no one's looking that closely right there. But I do like how the white is at the bottom and the white is here at the top and here on that one. Not too bad. If I decide I really don't like it, I'm not going to pull it out because on the knit, I think it would damage the knit. But I could always put, like I said, some kind of trim down here as well if I wanted to, but I don't want to. I think it looks great. I'm going to go ahead with that, which is perfect because I need a pair of shorts tomorrow. Okay, there they are. I hope you like them. I hope that wherever and whenever you're at, you're having a great time. And thanks for watching.